about it, and then I was thinking it was 9:30, so I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay, great. So it's okay that I write to you. I was like,
Yes, yes, thank you.
thank you so much for being here tonight. My team is so happy to have you too. So thanks again for accepting my invitation to my team call. So like I said to you, I will first introduce you in French to my team. I know you can say bonjour.
Bonjour. That's all I know.
So I will first introduce you, and then you will talk to us about your story and your tips. So
Okay.
thanks again. And donc ce soir, les filles et les garçons, s'il y en a, nous avons Niki d'invité sur notre appel. Puis je suis super contente de l'avoir parmi nous. Comme je vous disais, c'est une de mes inspirations depuis le début que je suis coach. Je la suis depuis pas mal le mois d'août dernier. Donc, Niki a commencé un peu comme plusieurs de nous. Elle a découvert les produits Beachbody après sa grossesse. Puis c'est ça, c'est ce qui lui a fait perdre tout son poids de grossesse, qui l'a fait tomber en amour avec l'entraînement et tout ça. Puis elle est présentement 9-star Diamond, so congratulations! Puis elle est aussi élite. Niki, de profession, elle est enseignante, donc peut-être qu'elle pourra nous parler un peu de comment elle a fait le switch de l'enseignement vers le coaching, mais je sais que quand elle est tombée en congé de maternité, elle ne voulait pas retourner au travail, elle voulait vraiment profiter du temps à la maison avec sa fille, donc c'est ce qui a fait en sorte qu'elle s'est tournée vers le coaching. Puis elle vient aussi de participer au test group de Hammer and Chisel. Elle a participé avec Émilie. Donc, c'est un super beau projet, puis c'est vraiment cool. Puis elle a posté des beaux résultats sur sa page. Donc, c'est vraiment super impressionnant. Puis on a tout hâte de faire le beau programme. Donc, so Niki, I was saying that you are one of my inspirations since I'm a coach. So I'm really happy to have you tonight. I think you will talk to us about how you discover Beachbody products and how you become a coach. So I will end it out to you, and you can speak to us about a little bit of your story and the tips to begin the new year.
Great, thank you. So French is so much sexier than English, and the only thing I understood was hammer and chisel and my name. But thank you guys so much for having me on tonight. I feel blessed to be asked to be on calls like this, and you guys' team is growing like crazy, and it's super impressive to see what you guys are doing up in Canada. So I love being able to go back and forth and kind of share with you guys the tips that I've learned along the way. So like she said, my name is Niki Whiting. I am an elite 9-star diamond coach. And I have 18 personally sponsored diamonds throughout different business centers. So I'm really excited to get on your call tonight and just kind of share really my top 10 tips. And I'm also going to talk with you just sharing my story and how I got started. So originally, I started in a challenge group as a challenger. I was reached out to. Someone asked me to join a challenge group. So for all of you who are afraid to reach out to people, to send those messages in your inbox, I encourage you to do that, because I was one of those people who probably wouldn't have reached out myself. So my coach Stephanie reached out to me. I started doing Brazilian butt lift about 5 months after I had our daughter Wesley, and loved the results. I was finally getting off my butt and doing something about it. I was changing my nutrition and eating, and was not doing Shakeology yet. I was also an eBay buyer. So for all of those people who you work so hard on and then they purchase somewhere else, that was me. But I was a really great challenger. I liked being in the challenge groups. I was an active challenger. And after the first month, I started doing Insanity. After Brazil Butt Lift, that's a shorter program. So started doing Insanity. My coach reached out to me because I started sharing on Instagram and Facebook naturally about my journey. And so she wrote me and said, hey, you'd make a great coach. And I said, thank you, but no thank you. I think you're a great coach, but I don't know how that whole thing works. I'm not sure that I could do it. And I was just very nervous. I was really afraid of failure. If you know anything about my story, I have always suffered from anxiety. So that's always been something that I've tried to overcome, and this coaching business has definitely helped that. But she asked me 3 times to coach, and the first 2 times I said no thanks, and the third time I said, you know what, I really want to do Shakeology. We were strapped for money at the time. I decided to stay home. I was previously a 3rd grade teacher, and we were making it work, but $100 and something a month on Shakeology was a lot to ask of my husband at the time. So we said, all right, let's try it. Like, if we're going to do this, I'm going to dive into coaching. I'm going to follow successful coaches. I'm going to look at what Stephanie was doing and Brandy Botts, who was her upline, and I was going to start following their lead. I was going to dive into trainings. I got on calls all the time, and just really tried to start doing the vital behaviors right away. So I started running challenge groups that first month, and been running one for 2.5 years. And in about 5 months, I replaced my teacher salary, which was enough for me to say, man, like, this is a really cool thing, and I'm going to go for it. And I just have been plugging away ever since, shooting for 15 star right now. I don't know if that's going to happen, but, a lot of you guys are probably shooting for income, and income and rank are 2 different things. So, if that is something that you're shooting for and you have that personal goal, I would absolutely encourage you to go for it and build for rank or build for income, depending on your personal goals. So, I've been doing it for 2.5 years. Absolutely love it. I have a daughter, and I actually now get a babysitter 3 days a week. I work from home the majority of the time, but I have 4 hours a day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that I dedicate outside of the home strictly to Beachbody, just because I feel like I can really get a lot done that way. And so that's kind of how I set up my schedule. I like to bust everything out in the beginning of the week and allow myself to kind of wean off of the business for the weekend. So I'll do a lot of calls, meetings, posting and scheduling everything Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Thursday is a day of rank advancements and answering messages. And then Friday and Saturday, I really try to unplug. I mean, I'm still plugging in, but not as much. So I wanted to get on tonight with you guys and kind of just share with you, we're coming to the end of the year, and things might be slow for some, and you might be noticing that kind of shift when people are going back to school, or they're focusing on the holidays and that sort of thing. And so I'm going to tell you guys from experience that this is a normal kind of shift, and to expect a huge jump in January, as long as you're really putting your steps into action now to build your business consistently, even when things might not be so fast paced. So I'm going to pop up here. I have a few notes written down. But there, I want to say also to you guys how lucky you are to have team calls like this and to have the organized calls. And just to make sure that you're constantly getting on the calls that you can, learning and growing in the business. There are a lot of people that come from no upline and no support. So it's really a blessing what you guys have here. There's something to be said about that. And I think that you need to realize, if you haven't already, that not everyone signs up. They're not going to have a team. There's no direction, no place to go, no support. And so here's the kicker for you guys. This is kind of going to start me off because I want to talk to you guys about a few things. But one of the things is just being present within your team. That's such a huge thing that I try to stress with people. And I'm not just talking about your team. I'm talking about your coaches' pages. I'm talking about the trainings, and I'm talking about being present on social media. So that's going to be a little bit of a topic tonight, really your presence in all different areas of the coaching business at any level. So tonight I'm going to bring you my top 10 tips to just really focus on leading into the new year, and we're going to kind of go back and forth on those. So tip number 1 is your mindset. And let me just tell you something. There is nothing better than seeing a coach, especially a new coach, that starts to post immediately in team pages and in trainings. You need to have the mindset of a coach who's been in the business for a year. You need to have the mindset of a coach who knows that they're going to earn six figures in this business. Okay, and so whether you're coming into a team page and you're asking mad questions, or you're sharing inspiration, motivation, your tips and your tricks, whatever it is, this is when we see who is going to really run with this and then who is going to hold themselves back. So if you're one that you're nervous about this, I beg you to really change your mindset, you guys. A leadership mindset needs to start in the beginning, and your team needs to see you that way really early on. So if that's something that's outside of your comfort zone, then I really encourage you to do it, just to eat that frog and go for it. And if you haven't read that book, if you've been waiting to do things in this business, Eat That Frog is a great book to do that, to kind of get you going. So number 2, and this goes a little bit with number 1, but being present in the team pages. So, maybe you go into the team pages, but you don't always comment and you don't always like things in the pages, and that's okay. But if you're one who is always in the group and you haven't spoken up, we want you guys, your upline wants to hear from you. This kind of shows that you're a true leader and that you're going to take things into your own hands. I tell my coaches all the time, your upline cannot constantly hold your hand. And honestly, having team pages is a bit like hold-handing or hand-holding. So really just focus on getting information and then sharing that information in your team pages often. I love seeing people going in there and just giving their tips right away. We're lucky to have all the information that we do, the documents and templates and things like that. But you're all starting from the same point that we have. None of you are any different than myself. We're starting in the same place, and with others who are succeeding in this business. And a lot of it is just kind of getting out of your own head and deciding to stop telling yourself that you can't do this or you can't do that. Remember, you have to build your business, and there is actually a ton of power in that. So you should be looking to create templates. You should be looking to make meal plans when you can, and then just share those with your team. We want it to be duplicatable. What you do needs to be something that your team and your coaches can do as well. So don't be shy. Show that you're a leader. If you have coaches on your team and you aren't active in any of the coach groups or consistent on social media, guess who is going to follow your lead? Your coaches are going to follow your lead. So be the coach that you want your coaches to be. Make things that are going to be useful for your teams for months to come, and ask your coaches to step up and do the same thing. Number 3 is attitude and personal development. So guess what is immediately noticeable to me when I chat with someone or see them posting in a team page? I'm going to quickly see that it's going to be really noticeable that they either are doing personal development, or it's really noticeable that they haven't done a lick of personal development in a really long time. And I used to be one that thought I could do away with personal development because, who has time for that? I was like, if I had 10 minutes to work on the business, personal development was not making the top of the list. And I hate that I had that mindset in the beginning, because I now see the importance of it. So we as leaders are constantly filling up others' cups, right? We're always trying to fill everybody else up, make them feel good, give them motivation, that sort of thing. We're trying to build them up and share what is working for us and encouraging others to stay on that journey. But we have to be filled, and we have to be fueled first and foremost. So if we aren't putting ourselves first, motivating ourselves, gaining knowledge ourselves, we can't possibly be the leader that we need to be for other people. So I encourage you to pick up a book, a podcast, get on a YouTube channel, and just dive into it. Okay, I think you're going to realize that once you do, you actually are going to have more value to add to people and to their lives. You're going to have things to post about all of a sudden. You're going to have great quotes that stick with you that you want to share. And you're going to have great tips and motivation to give to your team because of it. So really dive into that if you haven't done that yet. Number 4, all about being present on social media. And I shared this on a call earlier this month, but you need to go and look at your Facebook page or your likes page or Instagram, all of the above, and see how you come off on social media. First of all, are you consistent? Are you posting twice a day? And are you commenting on things to be involved and to be seen in others' newsfeed? Another big part on social media is your attitude. So is your attitude on social media something that others are going to find inviting and valuable? Or are you negative a lot? Maybe you honestly don't realize that. But if you go back to your pages and you look, I think you're going to be able to get an idea really quickly. So think about whether or not your post would be something that would draw a customer in. If you were a customer and you're looking to do something new, get in a group, maybe join a coach's team, are your daily posts something that are going to attract them to you, or does the negativity draw them further from you? What about how genuine you are in sharing your journey? Do you talk about your journey and share you and yourself? Or are you constantly trying to sell the products on your page? Maybe you're even mimicking another coach at this point. That's really not true to you. You may have certain coaches that you admire, and as a new coach, you're just mimicking them versus being unique to yourself and genuine to who you are. And I try to tell my team, your page does not need to be an advertisement for Beachbody. They already have a website. They already have all of that. You need to brand yourself. And so when you go to your page, I stick with 80% me and personal and 20% business. So look at those things, and you should kind of encourage your coaches to look at their pages as well and just see what can be tweaked. I know one thing that I'll go in every once in a while and say, hey guys, let's have honest hour. Do you want me to go to your page and give you some honest feedback and some constructive criticism and just see, what I think you're doing really well and what things I think that you can improve on your page. And most of the time they're really willing to do that. So as long as you do it in a way where you're kind of sandwiching in the negativity, we want to build them up. So tell them what they're doing right, tell them what looks great, and then share with them some things that they could change on their page. I was going back to when I first became a coach and looking at things I had done, and so many of them, I failed. I failed at so many things on my page. But we really do have to fail in order to succeed. So if you're afraid of failing, you really can't succeed in this business. You just can't. My dad, he was a huge skeptic of all things Beachbody in the beginning. He's now a big, huge fan. But he once said to me when I was teaching, and through my anxiety, it was like through the roof, what would you attempt to do if you knew you couldn't fail? And I thought, a freaking lot more than I do right now. I have to do a lot more. So we are meant to do big things. And I'll tell you one thing I always did from the beginning, and that was to be active and being present on Facebook and social media. And I shared this with my team, and I want to share with you guys, pursue your dreams, please. See yourselves as diamond coaches and star diamond coaches even before you are. Do you see yourself that way right now? You should really already kind of be posting as though you are. And that includes on social media and the coach groups. When I first became a coach and just had a few coaches on my team, I was actually brainstorming with my coaches a lot. They kind of naturally became my success partners because I was learning and so were they. So we were both learning, and I was like, all right, I'm not sure the answer to that. Let's find out together. We had brainstorm sessions together in a message thread, and I had little small groups with them. We'd get on Zooms. We came up with cool team ideas together. Push them and let them push you along the way. Give them responsibility. Make them feel like there is a worth on your team. Number 5 is to be duplicatable. So this means that you're making it easy for a coach to duplicate what you're doing as a successful coach and a leader. And when I look at my team page and training, I want to know that my coaches can take valuable information away from the documents to help make things easier for them. I want them working smarter, not harder. And I'm all about working smarter and not harder. So we all know our time is precious. So this business needs to be something that your coaches can duplicate. Now, when I say that, I do not mean copying other coaches' work. I mean being you and sharing with your team what you do daily during your power hour or your power of threes or whatever you guys call it. And that should be something that's not too overwhelming. That a busy new coach with a busy life doesn't, they think that they can actually do this. I can do that. I can do, these 3 things on this list or this power hour in 1 hour a day. So think about that and make sure that it's something that your team can duplicate. Number 6 is visualizing. And we do a lot of this on our team. So sharing what you want from your business and sharing it in the groups. We put it out in the universe, what we want out of the business. So if you haven't made a vision board yet, guess what you need to do as your personal development and your homework this week? A vision board. Okay, and it actually can be really fun. I think I made the last one on like PicMonkey or something. So if you're not even Emerald yet, Emerald needs to happen for you. And that begins with seeing how you're going to get there. You're going to write it down. There's no reason why you can't make it happen. If you're trying to go for Star Diamond or whatever it is, see it happen. Write it down. That's going to happen for you. The hopes is that you're running these challenge groups and your challengers are getting results, right? So why not turn them into coaches? And that's what you want. You want to have challengers turning into coaches and to always be inviting others to the coaching opportunity. And they don't have to be in a challenge group to do that. So you guys can do that. I think for whatever reason, a lot of times we feel like, ranks are so tough. We look at them and we're like, that's so far away when we first start. But it's because you're telling yourself that. It's because you're afraid to fail. So go back to the quote. What would you attempt to do if you knew you couldn't fail? And, once you hit Emerald, you're trying to hit Emerald again. That's what I tell my coaches all the time. So tell your coaches that. You hit Emerald again. Now you're Ruby. Let's hit Emerald again. Now you have 6 coaches. Let's hit Emerald again. Give them those little goals so that they're hitting those small goals leading up to Diamond. And you're giving them that advice because, you need to be telling your team who doesn't want free leads, who doesn't want cycle bonuses and recognition and all that fun stuff. But they have to first believe that they can do it. And the same goes for you guys. So it just starts with a lot of visualization. It's a tongue twister. So I want you guys to visualize for a second. Okay, so I was thinking tonight, we're like 9 months out from Summit. I don't know how many of you haven't been, but you need to get on the wait list if you haven't. But in 9 months, I think I was like a 2-star or 3-star diamond. It took me about 4 months to become a diamond coach. And I want you guys to see yourself walking across stage being recognized for a rank, okay? So I want you to think about the details. We literally, we visualize everything on our team. But I want everybody to be thinking about, okay, in 9 months, where am I going to be at Summit? What am I, down to what you're wearing? What are you going to be thinking about backstage before you go out? The entire team and the tens of thousands of people who are going to be cheering you on as you're announced. And visualize what you will be at that point. What kind of leader, what rank, what's your income going to be? And you have to do this stuff in order to really see the possibilities. Do that daily if you can. It can be in the shower, it can be before bed, during your power hour, whenever you want, driving to work, whatever. But try to see it and then see if your outline on life, or outlook on life doesn't change because you've changed the way that you're now looking at things. And personal development, again, is really good for that. So to go with that is number 7, and that is goals. Having goals written down by holidays or big life events. That's kind of how I do it. So for me, I write my goals down like this. Where do I want to be with my rank and my income by the Success Club trip? Okay, I say that because it's usually around March. Okay, where do I want to be, rank and income, at Summit? So you're noticing this is like a quarterly trend here. Then again, where do I want to be with my rank and income at leadership, which is in October usually? And then again at the new year. So December 31st maybe could be a goal. And if you need to, reverse engineer that. Try to see what you need to do to hit those specific goals. You know, we don't want you to say, well, I hope I hit this blank rank, but I really don't have a map as to how I'm going to do it. I got no plan. You know, it'd be really fun to be 5-star diamond, but I got no idea how I'm getting there. You know, you have to create a plan. I will be diamond and making $500 a week by whatever time. And then you make a list of how you're going to get there. Who's going to be your dream team? How are you going to reach out to these people and find those coaches? You know, you can't do this. You can't say I want to be diamond and make $500, but I have no plan as to where I'm going to get those 8 coaches. And I have no idea where those 2 emeralds are going to come from. Okay. So think about those things. Number 8 is, what is holding you back from being out there and putting yourself out there? And the thing is you have to start treating your business, like I mentioned, like a 6-figure business long before it is. You know, are you afraid of getting crickets on a post when you post? I know when I first began posting on social media, I got crickets all the time on the coaching opportunity. Like, nobody wanted to hear what I had to say about it. And I would do shout outs for my team and it'd be like 5 likes. I would do public recognition and get a few likes on it. And it was like the 5 people that I was shouting out. So that was just the way it worked. And I knew people were watching me for a really long time, but they wanted to know that I was serious. They wanted to know I wasn't going anywhere in the business. And had I let that get me down, who knows what would be, you know, who knows where I would be in my business right now. I really could have just stopped there. But you can't hold yourself back. So you have to decide that now's the time you're going to invest in your business and your coaches and your challengers. So if, you know, you're on this call and you don't publicly share your transformation or your story of why you became a coach, guess who wants you to do that this week? Me. I would love to see that. I want you guys tagging your coach when you do that. And your coaches and myself will support you doing that. It's about doing the scary things. Just doing them. Hit post, walk away. Don't even think about it. But you got to do it. Because January is huge, you guys. I know you keep hearing people talk about it, but I really do mean it. You need to be thinking ahead. You need to be thinking as far ahead as the release of the 22-minute hardcore Tony Horton in the first quarter of 2016. You know, you need to be thinking about all those things. How are you going to build up momentum for all these programs and for the first of the year? So all those people that you think about that are going to go to the website, they're going to order at the first of the year, they got these new goals and new resolutions. They don't have a coach, and they're going to be assigned to someone who is an emerald or above. So get your coaches in on that. Get them qualified for those. You know, that means hitting your rank goals, hitting Success Club so that you have those leads. And do those things because your team needs to see you doing that too. Remember when you committed yourself to a challenge group just as a challenger, and that lifestyle shift and that change that forever impacted your life? Why in the world are we not all committing to this as a coach in the exact same way that we did as a challenger? It's important. Number 9, I want to talk about celebrating others' success. Okay, and this may sound silly, but it's such a big deal that I really want people to understand the importance of doing this. Have you ever heard the quote, there's enough sparkle to go around? Our team is always like, sprinkle that shit everywhere. Sorry for my language, but we are always like, just sprinkle it everywhere. It's enough. So building someone else up is not going to put you down. You got to be a light for other people when they hit a big goal. You know, building them up and letting them hit that goal and celebrate that is not going to dim your own light. So remember, you're a team. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I have some on my team who literally dread Thursdays. Like, I love Thursdays because I love to celebrate everybody's success. But some people, they love to play the comparison game on Thursday. So it's like every single Thursday they hide. They see rank advancements happening. Instead of going in and congratulating people, they're asking themselves, why am I not there yet? Why did they get there so fast? we signed up at the same time, you know, all these different things that you hear. Don't do that. It is going to completely drain you, and comparison is going to be the thief of all your joy. And we can all succeed in the business, and we do it better as a team. So start celebrating other success. Start thinking about Thursday as a great day versus something that you dread going in and seeing it. And know that your time for celebration is coming. If it hasn't come yet, it will come for you guys. And you want people to be celebrating you and having your back when that time does come. And last but not least, number 10, and that's just being present using your past. So take what you've been through and see the rainbow through all of that. Maybe you have some things that you've been through. I can promise you that everyone's why is probably pretty powerful. I can promise you that everybody has some kind of story, some kind of negative in their life. Take the negative things that have happened to you and use them to drive your business forward. Be vulnerable. Share troubles that you faced and how you overcame those, how this helped you or that helped you if that's the case, and use that for good and be a positive light now. You have a powerful story and you have a big platform, and that's capable of changing a lot of lives. But you just have to decide that, enough is enough, and you're going to do this. You're going to push forward. And that's what I really encourage you guys to do, is open up and be vulnerable. It took me a really long time to talk about, I had a lot of fertility issues, and I had a lot of anxiety and depression issues, and I like to hide those for a really long time. But what I noticed is when I started to open up about those things, I found a lot of my followers felt that way too, and they were like just super thankful that I was able to open up and share that. So get vulnerable, get out there, use your past to be present now. That's really all I have for you guys. I wanted you to kind of have some notes to share with your teams, and remember that things are slow right now with the holidays and the fall months upon us, but there is going to be a huge surge that's going to happen in January, and you just need to be doing the little steps now to just see and feel the surge in January. So if you feel like it's slow, you don't slow down with it. I want you guys to actually get out there and work harder. So that's kind of all I have.
Great. Can I ask you like one or two questions, because I was excited when you were speaking. You said you had anxiety, and I was wondering, because a lot of my new coaches have trouble to post herself out there, like in social media. So how did you overcome your anxiety to let it up?
Yeah, so I had terrible anxiety. I literally gave up on a job in the teaching in one of our school districts here because I let the anxiety just come over me. And
that was my next question, why you quit teaching.
Well, yeah, so that's what originally happened, and it took me a while to kind of gather myself. And after that, I did find a job in a private school that I did love, and I loved my kids. But when I got pregnant, we decided that we were going to take the year off. That was kind of my original why, was knowing I was going to have to go back to work. And so when this came into my lap, I was like, okay, this is my out. Like, this is my way to have freedom with my family. But as far as anxiety goes, I actually didn't even have social media until September of 2012. I was not on Facebook for like 4 years. And so I had a lot of fears of like getting on there and opening up and being vulnerable. But what I realized was, once I started to share the scarier things that were really scary for me to share, that's when I got the biggest response. That's when I got the biggest feedback. When I got the most messages in my inbox, was people saying, thank you for doing that. And to have that reassurance really, really helped me. And so the anxiety got a lot better as I kind of gained confidence in myself. I started to gain confidence, and then a couple months in, I realized, man, this is a legit business, and like, I'm going to make this a full-time job. I got to stop worrying what everyone thinks. Like, do I really care what so-and-so in whatever state thinks of me? I'm going to talk to them in 2 years. Like, no, they're not adding any value to my life. I don't care. And the people who love you and support you are going to love you and support you no matter what. So I had to just give up that fear and go for it.
Great. And what do you do on your power hour? Like you said, you take the weekend off, and I was wondering, did you go all the weekend off, or you do the power hour Saturday and Sunday too?
Yeah, so I do still do the power hours on the days that I take more time off. So I hate to say off because I really can't ever shut it off, but much less time. And I spend a lot of family time. I try not to answer the inbox messages and that sort of thing. I'll get back to those on Sunday. But for our power hour, I wish I had a list right in front of me, but for the most part, it's add 3 to 5 people to your network every day. Reach out to 3 to 5 new people, starting a conversation with them. It doesn't even have to be about Beachbody. Answering my inbox if I need to do that. Posting consistently. So if I haven't posted for the day, I definitely do that. And doing that with quality. My power hour may change. On Sunday, it looks different. On Sunday, my power hour is finding 5 or 6 really good quotes that I like. I put those in my notes on my phone, and then I start digging through and looking for pictures that go with those quotes so that I can organize my days on Sunday. So I'm not feeling flustered and trying to just come up with any post on Tuesday because I'm running around and I don't have time. It's already there. So it kind of just changes depending on the day, but it's just making a list, really like 15 different things and knocking them out. And you'd be surprised, you guys, if you're not mindlessly Facebook scrolling, you can get so much done. But it's easy to get on Facebook, and before you know it, it's been 15 minutes and you're like, I don't even know how I got to this page, and I'm just looking. So I try to get, I don't look at my feed at all, and I just go in with my list and just start checking things off.
Okay. I will ask my team if they have questions for you. Maybe I can translate. Avez-vous des questions pour Niki? Anne, t'as une question? Van? So I guess you were clear.
And I'm sorry I sound so crazy. I have a sinus infection, so I sound super loud.
No. Thank you again for saying yes to my
Jen?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I've got a question. I've got a question for Niki.
Yeah.
What would be the most inspirational books that you've read this year?
Oh my gosh. Entre Leadership by Dave Ramsey, I love as far as a leadership book goes. I just committed to going to his all-day seminar in November because I really feel like with what we're blessed with financially as well, we need to we need to be smart about it. And he's really good about helping you plan that out. And so that I've kind of gotten into that. To build up your self-esteem, You're a Badass, Girl Boss. I mean, you probably see those all over the place, but those are such great, easy reads. Eat That Frog is a great one. I probably have a million right here. Here's some that I love. The Desire Map is a really good one. It kind of lets you kind of figure out, you kind of create your goals according to your soul. Yeah. And then if you need help with social media,
that's
jab, right hook is really good.
I'm reading that one.
Yeah, those are good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Est-ce qu'il y en a d'autres qui ont des questions? So thanks, Niki. I will not take more of your time. I really hope meeting you at next summit.
Yes, for sure. I hope to meet lots of you guys. I'm so sorry. I apologize for being late again. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I saw you last summit, but I was too shy. So next time I will.
Oh my gosh! Don't be shy.
I'm working on that.
Yeah, just come up and say hi.
Great. Thanks.
You're
Alors,
welcome.
merci tout le monde. L'appel sera sur Beauty Builder demain. Je vais poster l'enregistrement pour celles qui n'ont pas été là. Donc, merci beaucoup d'avoir été présente.
Thank you guys.
Merci, Niki.
Bye. So good to be on with you guys. Thanks for joining us. See ya.